Hello, I've put together a complete step-by-step guide on how to install, how to set up an inflatable spa, something for your backyard or your deck. Now I'm setting up a SaluSpa by Best Way, but you could use this guide to help you set up whatever brand you have. Let's dive in. All right, with absolutely no help from Ryder the dog here, who's really just getting in the way, I'm going to wheel our new inflatable spa back to our little spot in the backyard. We've already got a concrete pad prepared, and now I'm just going to unbox this beast. By the way, I measured this concrete pad to fit exactly this type of inflatable spa when I had it installed about 2 years ago. Yeah, we're just now getting around to using it, but hey, whatever. Now I'm removing the outside corrugated cardboard to reveal, oh, look at all those happy people in their brand new spa. What a fun-loving bunch. And now I'm just going to unbox everything. And by the way, here's your printed instructions. That's it, folks. That's all you get. You get one flap that shows you the inventory, and the other flap shows you how to put this thing together. And that's why I made this video, for those of you who need a little more detail, and I don't blame you. Sometimes cartoon images don't quite do the job. So anyway, I removed those cardboard flaps, set them aside, and now we'll just start unboxing everything. By the way, that first carton I pulled out was an empty cardboard box, so I just wanted to make sure that it was in fact empty. This big thing here is, I guess you could call it a jacket, for lack of a better term. It goes around the spa, and I just wanted to verify that it is included with all my stuff. Here is the only set of printed materials that I found in my spa package, a warranty registration. Thanks a lot, folks. Manufacturer, that is. Now this is part one of a two-piece spa cover, and following that is part two, which is an inflatable piece of the spa cover. We'll pull it out here and just set it aside. Now when you're removing all the packaging, be sure to take very special care using a razor knife like I'm doing here. Try to only cut the tape, because obviously there are a number of vinyl inflatable components to this mix. So just be very careful when you open it all up. Here's the pump. That's quite the piece of equipment there. And here's the spa itself. Now before we start assembling everything, we want to make sure we have everything, so I'm going to go piece by piece through our list of inventory. There's the spa, and you can tell that that's the spa with that yellow ticket on the side of it. Next we have the pump, which I think looks beastly, doesn't it? And now we've got our two-parter. Here's part one of the cover. That's this blue thing. And you'll be able to tell that it's the cover because you're going to look for little snaps, plastic snaps, inside the packaging, and there they are. So you can verify that the cover is, in fact, present. Next, we have the inflatable piece of that cover. This is how it comes out of the packaging. You can see the nozzle there for the inflation. And now I'm just going to unfold it. Sorry about the dog in the background there. That's Ryder. Yeah, hi, Ryder. We love you. Anyway, I'm just unfolding this thing and want to make sure that I have it, and yes I do, so we can check that off. Next we have the air hose. Now this is the actual hose you use to inflate the components, the cover like I just showed you, as well as the spa itself. We'll set that aside. This is the filter. Now this is a multi-piece mechanism. That's the filter housing actually. The filter itself is inside. Here's the outlet. Now that also has a couple of components. This dark gray piece detaches. We'll get into that later. These caps you cannot find until you actually inflate the spa. Here's the spa inflated, and I'm just showing you these caps. And once you remove them, you can just stash them somewhere. You're probably never going to use them again, but you may want to just stick them where you put your spa components, in a drawer somewhere. And here's the inlet for the air, and it's a two-piece component as well. That cap there is another thing you won't find until you open everything up and unfold everything, which I've done here. That's in a little after I unboxed everything, but you can see I'm giving a close-up of that black cap. That's for the drain, and of course I'm just going to put it right back where it belongs, on the drain hose. Okay, so as I mentioned, within the filter housing that we looked at earlier, that's this guy. We just unscrew the top cap and then pull the housing apart, pull the top from the bottom, and that's where you're going to see a pretty good sized filter. Look at that pretty blue. Anyway, nice and clean now. Probably won't be after the summer. So we have our filter. Now this component, I'm not even sure what it's called. If you do, leave a comment. And you probably know more about spas than I do if you do know what that's called. Same here. I think this is an attachment to the air hose, but I'm not positive, but we do have it. And lastly, we have our jacket or spa cover, this big thing here in the package, which in our climate in very warm Southern California, we may never use. All right, we verified that we have everything. Now it's time to assemble everything, and I'm going to start by attaching the air hose to the back of the pump. Get a better camera angle here, and I'm just going to screw on this air hose like so. And you're not going to get a 100% perfect seal, but it doesn't matter. The majority of air is going to go into the spa as it's supposed to. This end here will connect to the spa, and very carefully, as mentioned before, I'm going to use my knife and just open up the actual spa, and I'm going to make sure the edge of that knife doesn't come anywhere near the vinyl spa itself. By the way, this spa is extremely durable. I mean, it's got the thickness of a football. It's pretty heavy duty. Once all the packaging has been removed, I can unfold this thing, and one of the things I'm going to find inside, it wasn't on the inventory list, is a big piece of vinyl, which is a repair patch of sorts. Hopefully you'll never need to use this, but if you do, you have it. It's a pretty thick piece of vinyl. I'll set that aside. And now I can unfold the spa. And as you may have noticed, I'm doing everything solo. You really don't need more than one person to put this thing together. You may need two people to move this thing around if you don't have a two-wheel dolly or a four-wheel dolly. But other than that, this is a one-person project. Now these clips for the top of the spa have a little bit of packaging. You just got to remove that. And make sure you sweep thoroughly the surface that you're putting your spa, or any pool for that matter, on. One little pebble can ruin your day. A completely filled spa weighs over a ton, so you're not going to move it once it's filled up with water. So just make sure your surface is properly prepared. All right, now it's time to blow this bad boy up. All right, so first thing you want to do is locate the air intake port for the spa. It's located right by these images right here. And this two-piece cap screws into that port. And then the inner cap is removed so that you can place the air hose end inside of it. Once you have one end of the hose connected to the pump and the other end of the hose connected to the spa itself, like I'm doing here, you can begin inflating the spa. Now, what you want to do is make sure you kick on the power. That's that white button in the middle. And then this little button with these circles, I guess they're supposed to represent bubbles. I don't know. That's the button you push to begin inflating the spa. And it'll inflate fairly quickly. Takes about 5 minutes, more or less. And once it's inflated, like I said, it feels like an inflated football. This thing is super durable. It's actually somewhat misleading how durable it is until you inflate it. And now I'm just checking to make sure it's properly inflated. Obviously, you don't want to, overinflate it or underinflate it. And as my supervisor looks on, like he always does, we're ready to disconnect the inflation hose from the spa. And don't worry, when you disconnect the hose like I'm doing here, you won't lose any air from the spa itself. There's a mechanism inside that port that keeps air from coming out. And then you can put the inner portion of that cap, you can screw that back on, and you'll have a leak-free spa. And then what I'm going to do is position the pump so that it lines up with the ports on the side of the spa. And as the graphics indicate, we've got our outlet for the water, the inlet for the water, and then we've got a port that shoots air into the spa for the bubbles. In fact, the same port from the pump that inflates the spa is the same port that shoots air in for the bubbles, and that's what we're going to connect right here. Okay, so the air port from the pump to the spa has been connected. Now we're going to connect up the water ports. The top water port, or water hose I should say, is water coming from the pump into the spa, and the bottom one is water coming out from the spa into the pump. Here I'm just measuring up exactly where I want the spa to sit on our concrete, because once it's filled up you can't move it, and you don't have to be weird like me, but call me overly precise. I wanted a half a foot from each edge of the concrete to the spa. Next, I'm going to install the filter assembly to the bottom water port, screw it on there like so, and then I'm going to take the chlorine tablet dispenser and screw that onto the top port. And that dispenser has a dark gray cap which you can remove, and you can place a chlorine tablet in there, and we'll get it on there good and snug, and we're almost ready to add water. Well, if you made it this far with me, I'm going to show you one of the coolest things ever, one of the neatest features of this pump. Yes, a drink holder. Hey people, it's the simple things. All right, now it's time for the big show. That's right, it's time to add the water. And I'm recording this in the middle of June in inland Southern California, a pretty hot part of the country. And I'll let you know now, I'm not going to use the water heating feature of this spa anytime soon. All right, project complete. Now it's time for my reward. Cheers. And yes, I am using a plastic drink cup. And I just wanted to show you a quick shot of the water. This water has been in place for a week. It's been a week since I set up this spa, and you can see how clear it is. That's another video. Hope this video helped you. If it did, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Cheers.